Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And thank you to our sponsors, the Health Channel and the Ready Go program by Thermo Fisher and the I Remember Against Genocide bracelet. So today, being that it's our last day of Women's Month, I wanted to honor a leader in a community. Christine Maxwell has literally amazed me on everything she does, not only as a spiritual leader, being the head of a nonprofit, a life coach, but all around as a person. So I wanted to honor her on Women's Month. We are from very different backgrounds, but that is the beauty of our conversation. So Christine, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Gladys, what an honor it is to sit on a platform with such a great energy, such as yourself. I am honored to be here and thank you for this opportunity. I love it. I love the energy, I love the space, and I love that we could just have a conversation, even though we are from different backgrounds, like you said, but we have one thing in common. Well, we have more than one thing, but one thing in common today is we're both women, and we're both doing great things in the community to better, I love what you said, to better our communities in which we live. So yes, I am, a little bit about me. I am a mother of 3 adult sons, a proud, very proud grandmother of 10, a wife for over 42 years. I'm an author of several books. I'm a realtor of over 30 years. I'm an ordained minister, and I have a bachelor's degree in biblical studies, a certified transformational life coach, a certified Hippocrates health educator, and currently studying to become a certified iridologist. And most important, which I love, I am the chairperson, the CEO, and founder of a nonprofit organization, Kingdom Resource Center, whose our mission is to empower young persons to create and shape the communities in which they live. And that is a little bit about me. I wear a lot of different hats, but one, if anyone knows me, I love my grands, and so I'm very active in each one of their lives. And that gives me joy, to say the least. And they keep me young. How about that?
No, it's amazing.
Yes.
Really, wow. On everything you do, especially that you want at this age to study and get certified on even something else.
Yeah.
But what
stop learning. You never stop learning. It's
I know, you never stop. But what brought us together and the link that we have was the admiration that you brought your granddaughters to the Loving Me More program.
Yes.
By the power of the heels. And the fact that you're trying for the 3rd generation to teach these girls so that we can make a better society.
Yes.
And what I wanted to ask you is that that's how we came together. So I wanted to ask you, how do you see shaping our future, shaping the future of the community?
Okay, that's a very good.
Especially for women.
Yes. Women, I believe, wear so many hats and we are so important to the survival of our community. And I believe, if I can bring in spiritual notation, it is who we are, who we've been created to be, and what we have been created to do is to shape the lives of our children, our family, our husband, and it comes forth into our community. So without the women, we are birthers, we're midwives. We bring forth that which is needed in the community, that which we look for. If we look for change, we find a woman. If I have to go to the Bible for a minute, when Jesus was doing any of his miracles, he had a woman near him. He had his mother, Mary, to bring forth, to birth, because we're birthers. Husbands, they need the wives. We help them to bring forth in the earth what is needed, what God wants in us and through us. And so I believe women shape the community. Without women, there would be no community. How about that? We are the ones that started it all. Yes.
Well,
Not us.
when I said that God was a woman, somebody literally nearly hit me.
No, there's always a feminine and a feminine side of God. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's necessary when we see that Jesus walked the earth, he was drawn to women because women are necessary, and we have been placed behind the scene for well too long and have not been given a voice. But I believe now is the time, and we're coming up and out. And I believe we're going to see great changes because of that. It's time. It's time for the women to arise, not to take over, but to arise to make an impact in the lives of our families, in the lives of our community, in making a change for the betterment. I love the word you use, for the betterment of our communities. So that's what I would say.
Okay, my biggest challenge has been with the girls program has been the involvement of the parents. Because if you have the support, especially of the mother, then the girls will move forward. They are encouraged, they are supported. But there are some mothers that I don't know if it's because they don't want their daughters to go ahead and be better than them, or they're cutting them back. And what do we do as a life coach with all your experience?
I believe.
How do we overcome and reach out to the mothers so that they can let us empower the girls?
Well, first and foremost, communication. And everyone, we have to understand, everyone is what I like to term LOG, life on go. Everyone has a life on go. And not everyone, how do I say it? Not everyone is available because they're single parents.
And I'm not talking about availability. It's
Okay.
not even availability.
Okay.
It's support.
And what does support look like to you, Gladys?
What is support? Like, for example, I met this young girl. Last week, and she was telling me that she was very sad that she couldn't go back to the program because her mother wouldn't take her and her dad refused to let her go to the program. Mm. And in her mind, she really thought it was beneficial because for a lot of people who don't know, what we're doing, and Christine has been a big supporter, is that we're teaching the girls the skills that they need for them to overcome all the challenges that life brings.
Exactly.
Like we found that there is a gap in education, and that gap, we're filling it with teaching the girls their life skills.
Exactly.
Like, for example, the importance of public speaking and how to speak,
Exactly.
how to present yourself, your personal branding, the etiquette of business and the etiquette on a table, how to fill a resume.
Yeah.
So those are the things that, for example, this girl, and I asked her because she's 17, and I asked her, would you be able to take an Uber? And I would gladly cover the Uber. And she said, no, that they said no.
Why?
I don't know. So
Oh,
these are most of the parents that they're blocking their daughters from learning.
Is that first and foremost, one of the things that I'm thinking about that's coming to me, Gladys, is you don't know what you don't know what you don't know. And maybe it's because I take that from Miss Chantel, giving her the credit of those words. And it's so true. Maybe the parents don't understand what you're doing, what we are doing to help them. That could be one. And maybe appointment with the parents, a conversation with the parents, some literature.
Communication, like you said.
Exactly. They don't know what they don't know. They don't know if you're over there trying
But
to.
I asked her, can I call your parents? And she said that no, that she was afraid.
Ah,
So maybe they had a conversation and she's afraid. So this is the challenges that if they don't have the support of the parents, I feel that we're not breaking the cycle
mhm.
and we are continuing.
And we have to understand, let me just stop and say, let me encourage you, Gladys, because you are doing a phenomenal job with these girls. I am blown away that you give so much of yourself for these girls. So what I've always been taught spiritually is the same way. Reach one and you reach a million, because
Correct.
that one can change a nation. And we see that also in the word of God, when one woman was healed and she went and told a whole country, whole nation. So we can't be defeated by one or two. We keep pressing forward in what we've been called, the mission that we've been given, the heart that we've been given. You keep going. You send literature, you mail literature out. And that young lady, if you have her address, or send in information about your company, Power of the Hills. I know culture is a very important factor here. And in that, I believe we pray. We trust God to move on the hearts of the parents, the fathers, the mothers, to help their daughters to become greater than they ever could imagine. I know some people say parents are jealous. They don't want their children to be any better than they were.
But that's the whole basis. Like we have children and we try to educate them so that they can be better than us.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Gladys. But the reality is, when we look at the different cultures and the different backgrounds, they play an important part. But we are called as women that love girls, that love people. We are called to do our parts. And the other part, we have to realize that there is a greater source than us. We have a creator who's able to reach who we can't reach, but we keep doing what we know to do, strategizing. You know, you and I, that's what we do. We sit down and we strategize. How can we impact the lives of girls? How can we impact the parents? How can we get them involved? You know, how can we show them what we're doing? And maybe they can help us. And I believe that is a great tool that we have in strategizing. That is a tool that is necessary for us to reach those young people, to be able to reach the parents. We reach the young people, we are impacting their parents. And know this, Gladys, that young lady that you had the conversation with, she's been impacted and she will never, ever be the same, no matter whether she comes again or not. What you have, the seed that you planted, we talk about seeds. When they plant a seed in the natural, when we look at that seed, we can't see anything. But that seed is germinating. It's doing something underneath the ground that we can't see. And when it's time, then that seed springs forth a harvest, a tree, and then a harvest. So I want to encourage you to continue, and let's continue strategizing. I believe you and I are connected for a reason. We bring much wealth to the table, and we prepare it knowing that they're going to come and eat.
But we start like what you do. You're an example. You come with your granddaughters.
Yes.
So we literally educate by how we're doing.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, and I know that you are an ordained minister. I'm Jewish.
Yes.
So totally from very, very different backgrounds, but we believe in the same things.
Exactly.
We believe in the betterment of our society. We believe that there's a higher spirit that guides us.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about.
And I think that I like to use this word. God is up to something. He's breaking barriers. He's breaking down those walls that once separated, now bringing us together in unity. It doesn't matter whether you're Jewish, Christian, Hindu, or whatever your religious background is. We have one thing in common, and that is the ability to love, to love one another unconditionally, and try to come into agreement regardless of whether you agree. We always say, you may not believe like I believe, but I love you anyway. And that's it. Exactly what we do in marriages. We don't always agree.
Correct.
Love each other to death do us part. Same
and
thing.
We compromise.
Yes.
We give and take.
Exactly. And if we can do that in the communities, and those walls will come down, those barriers will come down. I think it's we don't know what we don't know again. We don't.
I like that.
We're afraid to communicate with people that don't look like us, that don't talk like us, that don't believe like us. But what is that? That doesn't solve anything. I love the fact that you are so open and reachable. I believe that that's where it starts, communication again. We reach one. You opened your heart up to me. I opened my heart up to you, and we're going places and we're doing things for the betterment again for our community. So that's where it starts, communication.
I love that part. And I wanted to shift the conversation to another topic.
Okay.
Being that it's the end of Women's Month and everything is all about women. We've talked a lot about empowering girls. empowering women. But I read something very interesting about you, and you talk about why is it important that women detox the hormones.
Yes.
So I think that's really
Interesting.
what's detoxing the hormones.
Right. Well, first and foremost, because women are fighting so many things in their bodies, and because of the pandemic, we are seeing depression rise at a number unbelievable. Studies from the National Institute of Mental Health reports that about 12 million women are affected by some type of depressive or disorder each year, compared to about 6 million men. It's a known fact that hormone imbalance is a major risk factor for depression. You believe that? So when I talk about detoxing our hormones, we have to first understand that we have over 50 hormones in our bodies, and that is causing a plethora of problems when they're out of balance. So it's important for women to understand that depression can be caused by a hormonal imbalance. And the first thing that they should do is talk to their doctors and have them check their estrogen and progesterone, their thyroid levels, because they are the main hormones that can cause us a great deal of problems. So it's important that we understand that hormones combined with the effects of stress and weight, sleep deprivation, nutrient status, and energy, those are all important. And how do we cleanse the hormones? And the major player of detoxing hormones is our liver. We target the liver when we detox, but we first start with the colon. We cleanse that first, and then we target the organ, the biggest organ in our body, the largest organ in our body. Because if we understand that heart disease, all of these are tied to hormonal imbalancing. Heart disease, cancer, osteoporosis, depression, it's all tied to hormone imbalancing. And I don't believe women understand that. So they get hysterectomies, they get on these synthetic medications that are causing hormonal imbalancing. A lot of the side effects are what is causing that. And that is one of the reasons why I have gone into studying iridology, because iridology is a science, it's an art, and it is the study of the color, the pigmentation, and the structure of the iris, or the colored portion of the eye, as they relate genetically through reflex response to the strengths and deficiencies of the body system. We believe that is one of the best assessment tools available to discover which areas of the body are genetically strong and which are deficient. And that is how we can improve our health, basically. And sclerology is also a science of the markings of the whites of our eyes, describing conditions of health. So if we understand that autoimmune disorders, depression, cancer, osteoporosis, heart disease, if we understand that they are linked to hormonal imbalancing, then we look at detoxing our liver, because that's the major key factor in balancing hormones.
So Christine, what are the signs that women should look for in order to know that they need a detox?
Okay, so what are a few signs? Absent periods, autoimmunity, depressive states, endometriosis, endometriosis, fibroids, hot flashes, night sweats. I can go on and on.
But
That's a few. If you,
but you're describing all of the above for menopause.
yes, and that is a great factor. We should not, as women, we reach that age of menopause, we should not have those things, but we have not known, again, I'm gonna use Ms. Chantal's words, you don't know what you don't know what you don't know. So if you understood that hot sweats are not normal, hot sweats and mood swings, they are not normal. They're caused by something, and they're caused by hormones.
Yeah, I understand the whole hormone disbalance and the way men say it is, oh, there you go again.
Yes, right?
There
So,
you go again. And
yeah,
it's like you can't even explain what a hot flash is to a guy.
no, no, it don't even, confused.
So,
But you believe it or not, they have them as well. Men not as often, but they do.
but they do,
Yes,
correct. They do have a menopause state.
yes.
So how do they start? How do we start detoxing?
Okay, so how do you start? You start by cleansing the bowel. I would say colon cleansing, colonics, reflexology, infrared saunas, herbal teas like burdock and yellow dock. They're excellent herbs to start cleansing. So, and they target the liver, but slowly, because we want to cleanse so that when the liver starts dumping, they'll have something to dump into. But if your bowels are all backed up as well, then it's going to make you sick. So we do it slowly. We suggest bowel cleansing first. I don't know, have you ever heard of colon cleansing, colonics, reflexology, infrared
All
sauna?
of the above.
Yeah. So when you start doing that, then you go into a 3-day, 5-day detox where we focus mainly on cleansing the liver. Because when you cleanse that liver, trust me, you will see a big difference in your health.
And the spiritual cleansing.
Oh, yes, that you can't do anything without that. You start with the mind, because in order for you to cleanse any parts of your body, go through a cleanse, because we love to eat. How about that? We love to eat. So the fact that you're going to be changing your diet, the way what you take in during these detox times, is focusing on getting more nutrients, whole foods into your diet. What I've learned with a lot of my clients, they are starchy and sugar-based on every level. And believe it or not, those two things right there, starches and sugar, cause a lot of havoc in our bodies. I like to say we have military forces that work for us. Our military forces are in our bodies, our organs. They're fighters. And when we put something in our mouth that does not, they don't recognize, they go to war. And we feel the blunt of the war, hot flashes, the menstruation pains and cramps. I wish and prayed that someone would have told me when I was young that there was help for me when I was bent over and in the bed with cramps, like my stomach was flipping, doing somersaults inside of me. No one knew, just pop some pills is what your mom.
Oh yeah, that's the easy way. Just take 2 pills and you're done.
That's the easy way. But when I went to Hippocrates Health Institute, which is in West Palm Beach, under the leadership of Brian and Anna Marie Clement. It's a 50-acre, I don't know if you've heard of it, it's a 50-acre I call oasis in West Palm Beach, tucked away. And what I found is that people from all over the world, young, old, rich, poor, you name it, they go there when they're basically had a death sentence, basically.
Correct. Is that we
First, they reverse it. And you know why? First, they start with the mind. And then they start with what you put in your mouth. And then they start with cleansing the body, you know, and little by little, that changes the whole trajectory of your life. You walk away. I've seen young girls, 30 years old was the youngest when I was there. And she went on a raw vegan. She did raw vegan because she was a model and she was going through a lot of different things in her body. But she was there for 12 weeks. And her cycle, she said she was always very bent over. It changed, no pain. Actually, her cycle stopped. We think that it's normal, but it's because of our diet, our environment, and all of that is the reason why we have that cleansing time of the month. But when you do the things that are necessary, Gladys, you see the difference in your body. I saw it firsthand with those young women that were there doing this program at Hippocrates.
So Christine, we can stay here and talk about a million things
Yes.
that link us together. But unfortunately, our time is over.
Oh, it's been.
How do they get in touch with you?
Okay, they can. I'm offering a 20-minute complimentary session for anyone that's interested. My number is, I don't know, do I give my number or do I type
You
it?
can totally give your number or your website.
Okay, or type it in chat. Do I type it?
No, just give it out.
Okay. Christine Maxwell, 954-271-1174.
So Christine, thank you so much.
Yes.
You are an inspiration for a lot of people, especially women.
Yeah.
And the next generation of women, of girls and the next generation of women.
Yes, we have
So
to.
hopefully, and my wish is that we can at least impact more girls to become better women for the betterment of our society.
We are, and we will. We are, and we will continue because we have been brought together for such a time as this, and that is to impact young girls who are our future. So God bless you and thank you for this great opportunity.
Thank you so much. And to everyone, please stay safe. Let there be peace and no more wars. And until next week, have a great day.
God bless.